Manchester United is lacking firepower up front. The January window is open, and who is going out the window? Will Markus Rashford leave? Will Zirkzee leave? And who is coming in? Will it be a Victor Osimhen, Vlahovic, or a Victor Osimhen? Guys, this is MUFC. People, good afternoon wherever you are, and Merry Christmas if you're Orthodox like myself. It is the Orthodox Christmas today, and the transfer window, of course, it's 6 days in the making and 3 weeks left of the window. So are Man United going to sign a striker and a left wing back? That is the big question mark, of course. There's been rumors and speculations, and of course this is Mick and Mark, the M&M done deal show, or no deal. Deal, no deal. Deal, no deal. Will it be deals or no deals? And that's what we're going to do in this brand new episode of show. And of course, we're waiting for Mark to come in here. And Mark, you know, Mark is always fashionable late, but he will rock up sooner or later. But I want to ask you guys, how do you feel today? As a Man United fan, of course. The reason why you're still freezing and smiling, Mick, because I'm a smiler. I like to smile. And it feels a little bit like, you know, yesterday post-match interview, listening to Ruben Amorim, what he was saying, he was pissed off and basically saying, like, you know, where was this performance against the lesser teams? I mean, we could have clinched that victory against Liverpool. To walk away with 1 point, you know, from Anfield yesterday felt a little bit like a victory. And at the end of the day, we could have won that game with the final kick. And Zirkzee was not selfish. Zirkzee should have actually scored him himself, but lacking our confidence, he didn't. He squared it up to Maguire. It was a wobbly ball, and Maguire, as we know, like, you know, sprayed it over the crossbar, and that was the final kick. So how do you feel? How do you feel? Do you think that we should have gone away with the, you know, 3 points yesterday? Certainly felt like that. I was listening to some Liverpool Scousers media, like, you know, the fan channels, what they were saying, and majority of them said, like, you know, we were very impressed. Man United played a really game. Like, you know, Diego Dalot pocketed Trent Alexander-Arnold. Come on, he got a lot of stick. And you know that Real Madrid is looking to sign Trent Alexander-Arnold and potentially Diego Dalot. I mean, Trent Alexander-Arnold in the summer for free. Yeah, that's what Real Madrid does, but apparently reports are saying that they need a right back ASAP in January window. They got money to burn due to injuries. So the better one that come out, the winner yesterday, was definitely Diego Dalot, in my opinion. But what we're going to talk here about today is kind of the breaking news, something that we did the first video in 1st of January, 5 days ago, reporting of the swap deal between Joshua Zirkzee and Vlahovic. We've been doing some, you know, you can see that the video was posted there 5 days ago. And basically, you know, now the mainstream media in Britain started to pick it up. You know, some of my fellow colleagues in the fan channels started to pick it up, started to report it. Well, we did it 5 days ago. It's the Slow Sports News. But I've been doing some follow-up with my Italian colleagues down there, Alfredo Padula, to ask what is the story regarding the incredible swap deal between Zirkzee and Vlahovic. Does it have legs? We're going to talk about that one as well. But what most important is, well, like, you know, is Victor Osimhen, does he have legs or not? Or is it just paper talk? You know, he smells a little bit like, I don't see, like, you know, the big tier ones reporting in. I think it's more of the sort of coming out first originally from the Sun, and then it's been, like, you know, aggregated from Twitter accounts and stuff like that. So, and then his agent's probably going to push it with some PR spin. Because why? You know, you attach yourself to the name Manchester United and boom, shakalakalam, your value goes up. We know that he's not welcome to come back to Napoli. He's on a seasonal loan. And we're going to dive into the latest story regarding Victor Osimhen done deal or no done deal? Deal or no deal? We're going to talk about that as well when Mark comes in. But also, Mr Gyökeres, is he the preferred striker? There has been some multiple reports to saying that Ruben Amorim wants him in now instead of waiting for the summer. So what is the truth here? What is the plausible solution? What is going to happen? And this is what I want you to stick around at the end of this video, because this will be kind of a little bit what we will discuss as well. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Big up to all of you for tuning in. How you're feeling on this day. Merry Christmas if you are, you know, Orthodox, Russian, Serbian Orthodox, whatever you are. Gamer TV is in the house to say new. Joshua Zirkzee has no interest in leaving MUFC. He loves the club and determined to provide himself in the Premier League, according to Sky Carve. Well, Sky Carve doesn't really get it right all the time. And, you know, we're going to dive into Joshua Zirkzee there as well. But at the end of the day, you know, you leak these things out to journalists to sort of make yourself more valuable on the market. There was some quotes, interesting quotes, what we're going to dive into later on, what actually Ruben Amorim said post-match interview regarding Zirkzee to be or not to be. And that is kind of a little bit of an interesting story, which we're going to talk about. So stick around for that one as well. Lucky Singh is in the house to say what? We recover, rest up, Arsenal, Ugarte, Euro, Kobe Mainoo, Harry Maguire needs to be selected again. 100%. These guys were warriors yesterday. We're going back to the game again, and the reason why I'm smiling because it was a general good fighting spirit team performance. Ugarte was that beast in the midfield. Like, you know, it was not about the system, you know, it's about the players. You know, the post-match interview that I heard Bruno doing the post-match interview, Leach did a post-match interview. You know, the manager, the gaffer himself was pissed off Ruben Amorim to say, hey, you know, it's not about the system, it's about your mentality. Where have this been? Where was this for Newcastle? Where was this against Nottingham Forest? Where have you been for the lesser teams? I want to see this week in and week out. And then Lisandro Martinez came out to say also, it's mentality, it's mentality. You know what? And Bruno Fernandes said the same thing. So we're going to talk about that in Jarvis's Corner late night show tonight, like more of the mentality and the siege mentality. There's nothing new. Like, you know, there is something been there at the club for the past 6 years. It's about the inconsistency of the mentality, right? You know, you never know. It's like Forrest Gump, like a life is like a box of chocolate with Man United. You never know what you're going to get with this team. You know, you rock up, you beat Man City 2-1, you go to Anfield, get 2-2 result, and then you lose at the crap teams like Ipswich or Bournemouth and stuff like that, where you should not be losing, especially at home turf at Old Trafford, right? So this is what we're talking about. This needs to be changed. So yesterday for me was to show that, hey, even the lineup came out, I was shitting my pants. So, we're going to lose this. We're going to be slaughtered. But there was no 7-0. There was no 4-0. There was no 5-0. It was actually Manchester United going on the front toe-to-toe front foot football, like, you know, with Liverpool. And I did, like, you know, a match review afterwards singing the Pink song, you know, you got to get up and try. And that's what they did yesterday. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why I'm smiling. Like, I'm really proud of the team. But can we do it week in and week out? I believe now we have one game a week from now on. Like, you know, we're not playing against, we're playing like Arsenal in 1 week in the FA Cup, and then we're playing another league game 1 week later at home against Southampton. So this should be winnable games, like, you know. And finally, it feels like Ruben Amorim is getting more time on the training ground to get the best out of these players. But will this also mean that he can assess them properly, knowing that the January window has got 3 weeks left? Do we need a striker? 100%, according to my opinion, we do need a striker. It was evidently to see that still we are lacking firepower in front, right? I can arguably look at Rasmus Højlund to say he's not the finished article and he's the only striker that we have. Joshua Zirkzee, on the other hand, is not a striker. So there's nothing really to push, you know, Rasmus Højlund to become better. You know what I mean? There's no competition in certain sense, right? Joshua Zirkzee is not a number 9. He's not a number 10. He says he's 9.5. And yesterday when he came in, he was absolutely shitting his pants, right? Because what happened against Newcastle, he got hooked up in 33 minutes. And that must have boosted his mental health in a certain way. So when he came as a striker, you know, the final attack, instead of shooting, which most strikers would have done, like, you know, Josh, like, if I'm a striker, I'm thinking, I'm going to kill this one. I'm going to bury it off the roof of the net like Leach did. But he didn't. I think he was a little bit frightened. So what he did was a poor piss pass to Harry Maguire. The ball you saw was bouncing a little wobbly, and Harry Maguire got it on the sort of like halfway up and sprayed it over the crossbar. And it could easily be in 3-2, but a lot of people will say, well, even if the goal went in, it might have been deemed as an offside VAR goal. But it doesn't matter, in my opinion. It doesn't matter. It just shows you that we need 2 signings in January. 100% in my opinion. And one is for sure that we really need is a left back, a left wing back. However, Diego Dalot arguably did his best performance yesterday, so he was probably one of the man of the match contenders in my opinion. But that is not consistency. That is 1 time out of 6 games that he played so far. So we don't have any backup. And latest report saying also that we are going to get rid of no other than Tyrell Malacia, potentially going to Italy as well. Other than that, we don't have a left back. He's the only one, right? And ironically thinking, he's not a left back, he's a right back. You know what I mean? So we don't really have a left back or left wing back. So that is the priority number 1 signing that we need to get first into the door. And that's multiple reports. Milos Gyökeres, of course. There is multiple reports regarding potentially bringing on Alvaro Fernandez back to the club for 16 million. But there's also reports coming in that the preferred left wing back is Nuno Mendes from PSG. That is a tricky deal to do because they want 55 million. So Man United, as per usual, need to sell to buy. That has always been the case. And one that is not going to play ever again for Manchester United, by the looks of it, is a player that we don't really want to mention and give much airtime. It's Markus Rashford. 5 games in a row he's been not featured for this club. And I don't believe that bullshit that he was out sick. He was spotted before with Tyrell Malacia out in Manchester. So I don't think so. I think it's more the club is kind of forcing him out. They don't want to play him, because, hey, we're going to sell you at the end of the day. But that one is a tricky one to do, right? It was pretty much the club that messed up, that fucked up, in my opinion, that enabled him, the 350k a week. Basically, for the remaining of 3 years, he's got 350k a week. He doesn't really have to go. He can just sit there, collect his paycheck, and go as what being reported, being sleepy, going out, drinking and gambling and all that stuff. So I think majority of the fan base had enough, including the club. And according to reports saying that the ones that are leading this Markus Rashford to be sold is no other than Omar Barada, Jason Wilcox and Dale Brailsworth, backed by Ruben Amorim. Okay, so that is the one to watch. And where is Markus Rashford going to go? Of course, we got to focus on the outs, right? Zirkzee, latest reports. We did this report the other day, 1st of January, but more and more reports are now coming out to say that he is going to Juve potentially in January window. Is it going to be permanent or is it going to be a seasonal swap? Stick around for that one as well. And also, of course, we have Christian Eriksen is going to be sold. The closest one that is out the door as well is also Casemiro, which is the highest wage earner at Man United of 375k a week. Potentially there's Saudi clubs lining up, but there's also the mad report to say Leicester City wants Casemiro. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ruud van Nistelrooy wants Casemiro, but I don't believe that. They cannot afford to pay his wages. Seriously. Unless Casemiro go to Leicester for 150 a week, that deal could be made. But other than that, AC Milan, the latest report, also wants Markus Rashford on a loan. But there's multiple suitors. There's PSG lurking around. There's AC Milan, Juventus, Napoli. But Markus Rashford and Inter say we want to go to La Liga, to Spain. But there's no suitors coming from there. Who's going to afford him? Barcelona are stint, the Dani Olmo situation. Real Madrid, they don't need him. They got Vinny Jr., they have Mbappe. That's those 2 big giants out of the door. So who's rest? Atletico Madrid potentially? I don't think so. Diego Simeone demands his wingers to track back, and Markus Rashford doesn't track back. So it's going to be a very tricky one. Beggars cannot be choosers at the end of the day. So I think that AC Milan wants Markus Rashford for a loan with an obligation to buy. And I said, no loan for me. I mean, why should we loan him out? You might as well stay at the club. So it would be very interesting to see, right? The other one potentially was a news report regarding Napoli, Osimhen versus Markus Rashford swap deal, right? Because Napoli don't want Victor Osimhen. They loaned it out to Galatasaray. He's there on a loan. and media put 2 and 2 together to say, well, that could be a swap deal potentially, right? Because reports came out to say that Conte wants Rashford to join the team. And if you look at Osimhen's salary, he's on 10.7k million per year, which is about 250 pounds a week. So that is kind of a little bit like 100k less than Markus Rashford. We know that United is trying to set a wage cap on 250k a week. So will this happen? This is a very complicated deal, because that means that Osimhen, he definitely wants to come to Man United. He's hinted it out through his agents, flirted up with the media to say, holding up like, I'm going to play in the Premier League and in the shirt of red. Well, it's not Liverpool, that's for sure. Who else plays in red? Let's see, Nottingham Forest. Will he go to Nottingham Forest, Man United, or Arsenal, right? Arsenal need a striker. He might go to Arsenal. Who never knows? We never knows. But if my opinion, I'm going to ask Mark what he thinks about Osimhen to Man United. And by the way, guys, I did a poll as well. So guys, get into that poll and let me know, who do you think Manchester United will sign in January? Will it be Victor Osimhen? Will it be Gyökeres? Will it be Vlahovic? Will it be jack shit? Meaning no one. At the end of the day, guys, it's been me ranting, but I'm waiting for Mark to come in, so no swap deal to listen. At the end of the day, we will dive into the news. Really happy after yesterday. Me too. Yeah, really happy. Fred the Red is in the house. What you saying, Fred? Cracky. Fred, what you saying here? What happened here? Napoli have slashed 50 million off the Osimhen's release clause to facilitate the sale, and wants more of a competitive league than Turkey's. Yeah, apparently the report's saying that it's about 70 million euros for Victor Osimhen. I mean, that's why I said beggars cannot be choosers, right, Fred? Because Napoli, everyone knows they don't want Victor Osimhen back for some certain reason. That's why they're loaning him out. And there's, lo and behold, I'm going to share the screen with you as well, like, the latest tweet that came out regarding that one. Let me see. Yeah, hang on. Let me just put this to the stage, babe. Let me put this to the stage. Basically, Florian Plettenberg, comes out to say, understand the Galatasaray Istanbul are currently 100% convinced that Victor Osimhen will not leave the club this winter. At the moment, there is also no negotiations taking place with other teams. 13 goals and 5 assists this season, yet incredible signing. Show more. Click to show more. Yeah, that's about it. This comes from Sky Sports Germany, from Florian Plettenberg. So for me, in my opinion, Mark is in the house. I want to hear his opinion. Mark, whenever you're ready, buddy, come in, have your say as well regarding Victor Osimhen. I think this is a lot of bullshit going on right now. I think it's his agent sort of trying to pull out fillers. I haven't seen more credible journalists. This is the only credible journalist that I've seen, which is Florian Plettenberg. And he comes out today to say that, it's more likely that Osimhen will stay at Galatasaray. They're 100% sure. But how do we know? How do we know? I mean, there's a deal to be made. Like, we know what we said, like, he wants to leave. He ain't going back to Serie A. And there's a clause in his contract that he can actually leave in the summer for a permanent transfer if any suitors comes. But yeah, I want to hear from you guys. Is it deal, no deal? Mark, are you there? Mark, are you there? I can see you in the background. Mark, are you there? Wie geht's, my friend? Yo. You're on mute.
I'm good. I'm just not at home yet, so I'm sorry. I have to apologize for that. The train is a bit delayed, so I have to talk to you.
Yeah, Mark, I want to hear your opinion. Victor Osimhen, is that too sensational? There's been a lot of reports circulating around that Conte wants Rashford and he's willing to offer Osimhen to Man United as a swap deal. Now, Florian Plettenberg comes out latest tweet today to understand that Galatasaray Istanbul are currently 100% convinced that Osimhen will not leave this club this winter. And he says at the moment there is also no negotiations taking place with other teams. Mark, in your opinion, is this a nothing burger? Is it deal, no deal? What do you think?
Well, I don't think it's a nothing burger, that's for sure. I think where there's smoke, there's going to be fire. But what I would say is we have to look at the pricing of the situation. FFP is a serious thing, as much as we would like to admit that, we might be running close to that line and we could do a lot of spending. Unless the Glazers input some of their money directly into the club, we can't, based on FFP. So I would say it's possible if we get a swap deal with with one player, Markus Rashford, going the other way to offload some of that salary cap as well, getting some form of, a fee fixed way, because even if we do a swap, we'll have to rate the players a certain fee.
Yeah.
Then maybe it will be possible. I think we do need a striker more experienced. I don't think Rasmus Højlund, is getting a fair shake at the moment. He's been expected to do too much. He came here to develop, and of course he is in a situation where he has to lead the line. I think he needs some more time to develop. So again, a striker who's ready now would be best for us. So yeah, at 60, 70 million euros, it's interesting because it could
apparently they said his release clause is 70 million euros, and we set our evaluation of Markus Rashford on 60 million pounds. So that could be easily done. Like, it's a sort of, Osimhen is on what, 250k a week, euros, 10.7 million a year pounds. And that is a cheaper option that Markus Rashford is on 350k a week. So the question is, can they take this salary, like 350, right? I mean, at the end of the day, if it's like-for-like evaluation, you could just go easy. Like, at the end of the day, Man United win because we get rid of Marcus's 350. We save 100k by offering him Osimhen 250, right?
That's the thing. If we're going to save, so if we're going to save money somehow, somewhere, it works out. I think we need a few more outgoings. I would say the priority should be a left wing back option.
Left wing back,
or maybe a attacking midfield or defensive midfield option, because we've seen what happens when Ugarte is not available, and we've seen what happens when Bruno is not available or at his best. So we need someone who could play in those roles. So maybe I think priority should be on getting multiple player targets. Maybe a support for he likes attacking players in the wing back position.
Yeah.
So maybe a player that could come in and play that left wing back role immediately would be the best option with either attacking or defensive midfield. I think that's priority for me.
Yeah, and my priority, anyone that's watching Man United week in and week out, you can say that we need 2 signings minimum. I mean, I can live with that midfield for sure, but we need that left wing back, 100%. Number one, what you're saying. But also, if you look at the goal scoring tally, we are not really scoring. Højlund has scored 2 Premier League goals this season, and that's not good enough. But on the other hand, he's never supposed to be the main goal scorer at the end of the day. And he doesn't have anyone to push him. Like, Zirkzee is not a number 9. So there's no competition whenever Zirkzee comes in. Of course, I feel a bit sorry for Zirkzee, but we're going to dive into the story because I've been speaking to Alfredo Pedola down in Italy as well regarding that deal as well. But at the end of the day, we definitely need a senior striker, and 100%. If we're going to compete, if we're going to win every single game from now on, because mentality, what they were saying yesterday, most of the players say, we figure it out. It's mentality. Well, Mark, this is something that we've been saying for the past 6 years. Mentality.
True.
They just realized the coin dropped, the penny dropped.
100%. I mean, it's interesting to see what will happen. I mean, I don't think we're looking to win now or win every game until the end of the season. No, I think that's what fans expect. That's what I would expect, what you would expect, you know what I mean? But this is a long-term project. And realistically speaking, you don't want to just get a player who might just be better right now. You want a player who can come in and contribute for 2-3 seasons from now, because that's when you expect Rasmus Højlund to start taking over. So I would look for a more realistic striker. I don't think Vlahovic is the guy. He's on 300 and something K a week in Juventus. He's never really shown me a level that says, I should.
Actually, I did research. It was some reports were saying 450k a week, but the latest Google search that I did is on 12 million 250k weeks plus add-ons, something like that, right? So
yeah, that's unnecessary. I mean, because think about it. You can't bring him and Osimhen, and if you bring 1 or 2 of them, how are you going to get a Gyökeres in the summer? It's not.
Well, this is the ideal solution. Markus Rashford for PSG as a swap deal for Nuno Mendes. That would be something amazing, right? We know that PSG never stops sniffing around regarding Markus Rashford, right? That would be something ideal. In that way, we ship off Markus Rashford, we get Nuno Mendes. Or Markus Rashford for Victor Osimhen, as what was reported in the media, right?
I think that might be more interesting. A straight swap. We actually need a striker. I mean, I think Joshua Zirkzee, alternatively, if we replace him, Zirkzee, I want to attack in midfield. I don't want a Vlahovic. You know what I mean?
Well,
So,
Vlahovic is that type of profile that we really, really need. You know,
I
he's
don't think
what
so.
what is it? 24, 190 tall. He's the fox in the box. He scored like what 12 goals this season so far.
I don't think so. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to that, but to him
No,
on that level, because he's a good player, don't get me wrong, but he's on 300 and something K a week. And I think it's unnecessary. Like
yeah,
where is the cutting cost if we're gonna bring in two players and pay them as collective 600K
true,
a week? Because
true.
realistically, we can't offer
All right,
Osimhen 200K. He's on 375 right now at Galatasaray. He's not going to
let's
want less than that.
Okay, so guys in the VR room, people that's tuning in, we're gonna do this now. Deal or no deal? Mark, I want your opinion as well. Realistically speaking, guys, Mark, do you think that this deal will happen? Will it be a deal, no deal, or is it more paper talk regarding Osimhen to Man United?
I think I would like to. I wouldn't mind it, the swap deal with Rashford for Osimhen. I think that works in our favor, particularly. I think if we moving on our Joshua Zirkzee, I would prefer to get the likes of Danny Olmo. He's way better. He's a 10. That's what we want. We don't want another forward. You know what I mean? Because a guy who neither could play the 10 properly or neither could be a striker properly, it makes no sense in this system.
Yeah, we need a striker, man. We definitely need a striker. Folks, you know, John Edmonds, Happy New Year. Started right, smash the like button, please. Yeah, if you're watching this, guys, it's free content. Smash the like button, please. And go and tell everyone about these channels. And, you know, this is the word of mouth that you can spread, you know. My goal on this channel is to grow to 50,000 this year. That should be a realistic target mark, in my opinion.
100%.
Ricardo Diaz is saying what you're saying here, Ricardo Diaz. Conte doesn't want to work with players like Rashford. The contradicted report, Ricardo, is that Conte really, really admires Marcus Rashford, and he's the instigator that he wants Marcus Rashford. So far, there's a lot of paper talk, so I give this Osimhen, according to my reading and understanding, a very, very weak number 4 on the hotometer. I don't rate this. I think it's more of a paper talk. I think it's more of his agent filling out there, and Florian Plettenberg saying at the moment there's no negotiations regarding other teams. And Florian Plettenberg, according to me, is one of the most senior journalists out there that's been reporting on it here once. The rest has kind of been aggregators. If it happens, I'll be more than happy just to drive Rashford myself down to Napolitana, right?
I think so, and I agree. I mean, I would give it a 5 out of 10 because I think it's a 50-50 chance. I think it's reasonable. You know what I mean? Concurrently, I think that we should be looking at something a little bit more creative. You know what I mean? If we could get Rashford to AC Milan with a obligation to buy, I think that's a better option because then it gives
if it's an obligation to buy, that's an insurance. Like, okay, you go to AC Milan, cool, with a loan and an obligation to buy in the summer.
Right, and then with that now we could go on based on the obligation. We could probably go.
We know that we will have money.
Omar Mamouche, Omar Mamouche would cost us somewhere between 30 to 40 million pounds. I think that's a striker that's has 12 goals, I think, or 14 goals, I think, and 11 assists this season or something like that. I think it's a player who will come into this team. He doesn't need all the creation in the world for him, but he could also link up really well with our attackers. He is very quick. And he's very physical, and he's a fit brother. He's not one of those guys that gets injured a lot. So I think he'll be good to get him.
Okay, Lilies United, how are you? Kakosi Brate. Good. Merry Christmas for you if you're Orthodox. I'm Orthodox, so for me it's Christmas Eve today according to the old calendar. So yeah, it's Christmas. Orthodox Christmas. So yeah, happy Christmas to me as well. Big up this panel and this channel, and Mark Abdullah Irvin as well. Ricardo Diaz, what you're saying here, my friend. In Milan, Sergio Concialo, sorry for my negativity. Yes, listen, funny enough, we're going to transition this over to Joshua Zirkzee, right? I feel sorry for the lad, but I remember my first stream of the year was to report this swap deal, right? I did this, and now I see every fan channel and every British media starting to pick it up, right? And this came on the back of Tutti Juve to say that new Manchester United prepared to part ways with Joshua Zirkzee in January. they helped raise funds to sign Victor Gyökeres, the Swedish striker. That was kind of the reports. Everything is kind of linked to Joshua Zirkzee, but now they're saying also that there is a swap deal regarding him and Vlahovic. And Parisian per se, I spoke to Alfredo Padula, our friend down there, the tier 1 Italian sports journalist. I did a report regarding this, and it's not what British media is saying right now, right? He's on 250k a week, Vlahovic, right? But the thing is that Juventus are not looking for a permanent move. What people are missing, this is a seasonal swap. You have his old manager from Bologna, Zirkzee, Thiago Motta, right? That thinks that I want to do a sort of seasonal swap. We are in a financial situation. It's kind of a win-win situation. Man United needs a prolific goal scorer, so it is a seasonal loan. That's what it is. That's what people are missing, right? This is what they want to do. So I was thinking, why do they want to get rid of their number 1 striker for a lesser striker? Because it's finances at the end of the day, right? They can get rid of his 250k a week, 300k a week, or potentially pay a small fraction of that, loan salary, loan him out for the rest of the season, swap him out with Zirkzee, and Zirkzee get to develop, get his confidence back under his own manager. And this is kind of the report that I was getting from Alfredo Padula. It's not a permanent, but it might be with an option to buy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things, and I would look at it from the perspective like that, to be fair. And
because I believe that the main striker, the main target striker, has always been Victor Gyökeres in the summer.
Exactly. This
is what I said. Okay, this is what I think, right? And this is me alone thinking. Take it with a pinch of salt. This is what I heard from Alfredo Padula as well. Man United would take, do a seasonal swap deal for, Zirkzee. And then we get, something that we need, a striker for the seasonal loan, right, for the remaining of the season. And then in the summer, Man United will go for the main target, which is Victor Gyökeres. This bloody makes sense.
It does. This is why I say, guys, we should look at it more of a perspective where there are some deals we could do in January, and there are some deals we could do in the summer. And there are some players like Gyökeres that, while we would love to get him in January, in the summer might be the rightest time for the deal, or the best time for the deal. You know what I mean?
I think there would be more money in the summer. There would be more money in the summer. I think this priority window will get a left-sided wing back, 100% left wing back, and then we will do this seasonal loan. Okay, I don't mind to get a I see people in the chat saying, well, hang on a second, Vlahovic overrated shit, but this is a proper goal scorer, goal poacher, right? This is something that we need that fits the system. So I see it as a low risk, take him in, loan out Zirkzee gets developed. We see how that goes. If all of a sudden Vlahovic turns out to be proven, fucking buy him in the summer then, if he started to score shitloads of goals.
I think there's a big risk there. This guy injury prone. He spent half of the season out before, and before that he spent another 3 months out of the team. You know what I mean? I don't think we should be getting a player like that to join Luke Shaw and the likes of, Mason Mount in the hospital situation. I think we should be looking for a striker who have a better record of being fit and available for his team. I think he's on too much money per week. I don't think it's a good deal at all, because he's nowhere near 300+ K a week. So we would not be cutting costs. We'd be increasing the.
I think Zirkzee at the end of the day, like in Italia, Serie A, and he did he scored 12 goals. So he's not a proper number 9, but he's somebody that they really love.
Yeah, well,
according to Gamer TV, Juventus, Napoli, Inter, Milan, and several Premier League clubs want Joshua Zirkzee. They've already been told he's not going anywhere, according to Sky Carver.
And that's cool. And that's cool. But that's cool.
We're creating a little bit of a bidding war here, according to Sky Carver.
But why should he go in? He just got here. He hasn't done anything yet. He hasn't even given the time to develop here yet. We don't know what kind of player he's going to become. We could sell him back there now, and then he might turn out to be a better player than the guy we go and bring in for him that we think who is not even a striker. We can't tell whether he's a winger, a striker, or a 10, which is Vlahovic. So why the point replace Zirkzee with a more expensive version of Zirkzee who injury prone? It's weird.
No, I think that United are looking at in certain ways, how can we be competitive for the remaining of the season, to close the gap, to get closer to top 4, to win Europa League. They looked at Zirkzee, said, mate, you're not the answer. You're not my guy. I only have one striker. You're not a striker, mate. So I think that for me, that would be a smart move because it's a low risk.
I agree in
to do
loaning
that,
Zirkzee out if he's not
seasonals.
the guy. But
Seasonals.
But what I disagree with is getting rid of Zirkzee to get a more expensive, older version of Zirkzee. You understand what I'm saying? So you could move him on, but you can't really sell him to get an older version who's not as good. That makes no sense.
All right, Mark, I want to hear your verdict. Deal, no deal regarding this Zirkzee versus Vlahovic swap. Yeah, Mark, what do you think? I mean, everything that we discussed right now, for me, makes sense. But what do you think? Is this something that's smart business? Sending Zirkzee for a seasonal loan to get developed to work under his old manager Motta, and we, on the other hand, get a goal scorer, proper number 9, to push Rasmus Højlund.
If we gain maybe a Osimhen, maybe a Gyökeres, maybe a Mush, okay, that's our number 9. I keep trying to figure out why people call Vlahovic a number 9. He don't play number 9, not even for his national team. He's not a 9. Yeah. He's basically an older version of Joshua Zirkzee, in my opinion. So for me, let's get a striker. Let's get a Benjamin Sesko guy or older version.
Yeah, but he's still young. Sesko is another young. We need a more experienced striker, 20, 25, 26.
All right, then, I mean, at the end of the day, for me, let's get a striker. Let's not get another attacker who's neither a striker.
Okay, let's play the devil's advocate. Let's say that Victor Gyökeres is the main target, and we can only get him in the summer. But we need to get by to the end of the season. And if there is a deal on the table that Juventus is offering their goal scorer, the number 9, to swap to Zirkzee, that will help us at the end, wouldn't it be?
How would it help us if he's the same profile as Joshua Zirkzee, older and injury prone? I'm just asking that question. Because if he come and in the first week he get injured, he out for 3 or 4 months, that's a waste of time. Joshua
so you rather keep Zirkzee then? You would rather keep Zirkzee?
If it's Vlahovic is the option, 100% keeping Zirkzee instead.
100%. What is the VR room thinking like? Would you do that swap deal, guys? Press 1 for yes, press 2 for no. Get involved here right now. Get involved in the chat. Press 1 if you want to do the swap deal, 2 for no. I see that Jamie Wayne in the house say, hell no, hell no. Yeah, listen, I am like you, Dino. Like, I like Højlund, but, we need a proper number 9 goal scorer. And the one that I will get 100% is Victor Gyökeres. But I don't see this happening in the January window. I mean, £60 million is reportedly. Perhaps we don't know. We don't know what Man United is going to pull the trigger or not. When you left 2, what people are saying.
No, I'm laughing because
2.
I think they would all push 2, and I hope everyone joins me in pushing 2.
2 swap Højlund for Vlahovic. No, man, gamer. I don't think Rasmus is going anywhere. People are saying 2. They think that is a smart deal. Yeah. Yep. What you're saying? Yep. Yep. At this point, what you're saying, Nas. At this point, I take someone like Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Hell no. Stay away. We need Premier League players with a track record of scoring. Yeah, true. I mean, what people forgetting that Gyökeres did play in Championship and Premier League as well, right? But he didn't develop until he came to Portugal and worked under Ruben Amorim. So for me, there's a no-brainer. Like, I get a striker that understands Ruben Amorim's system, that can play in the Premier League, and they're still scoring without Ruben Amorim in the Portuguese League, man, and Champions League. Mark?
I mean, I don't know. I think I would rather get the swap deal or sale to Markus Rashford. Yeah, if we get an Osimhen or somebody else. I like Omar Mamouche. I think this guy is an actual striker. If not, I'd rather just go and bring back. Do you see what Dino said here?
Bring back CR7.
Bring back Ronaldo, bro. Because Ronaldo going to score more goals than Vlahovic. He's done it every year, every year. There's not been a season that Vlahovic has ever scored more goals than Ronaldo. So why not? If you just need a guy to finish the season. You can't get better
Bro,
than
if I forgot he went to PS Morgan, he can go
Who
to
cares,
Arsenal.
bro? He's a winner. He has win stuff. He's the last
He's
man in the
not-
Premier League
He's not the runner
until
behind.
Rodri to win
He's
a
not your
Ballon
third
d'Or.
man runner. He's not your third man
Who
runner.
cares, bro? You need a bagsman.
Bro, you
No
have
one
to go.
scores more in the box than Ronaldo, bro.
Listen, that ship have sailed, that romantic ship. He came back, it didn't work out, he left and he went to Saudi, he got this big money move. No way, no way. And he's not the age profile, he's a short term. Yeah, potentially bring him home for one season, yeah? And then you might as well say bring Paul Pogba back for one season as well. Hell no.
I don't know. I would bring back Ronaldo, bro. I don't. You see, listen, I'll be honest with man. Them. I just so real. I care about winning on the pitch. You see all
Man,
this. All
you know,
this
just,
like this person, like that person. He could. I mean, you joking. I wasn't joking. Like, bro, I being so real. We want to win, or we want to like the players and hope that they win first. That's the question you need to ask yourselves now. Because literally, guys, if we want to like every single player and want them to be these amazing, nice people, we're not going to win football games. Man United has won with one thing: edgy characters. Look at all the teams that we've won stuff with. They're all edgy characters. Which one of those guys are nice guys?
Yeah, but listen, here's a quote that I want to bring to the stage what Ruben Amorim said, which is a little bit of a fucking, I don't know, can make heads and tails regarding Zirkzee. Amorim said, I want to keep Joshua Zirkzee because he gives everything. He's trying in training, but we don't know. The window is open. We will see what happens. This is like a double-edged sword. At the same time, you're saying, I like to keep him, but who knows? The window is open. We will see what happens. So how are you going to interpret this tweet from Ruben?
I don't know. I just feel like
this comes out from the manager.
Likes the player. I think he likes the profile of the player. I think he thinks just like me. If this guy could get himself up to speed and up to pace, he would do well. I think fans are a little bit overly critical on Joshua Zirkzee because look at it like this. If they kept the same energy for Joshua Zirkzee that they kept for Amad Diallo, he would not be here 4 years later today. For us to see what he's done in this season, far less what he's done against Liverpool. Because it would have been 4 years too late, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like we need to give.
But isn't it Ruben Amorim to say, like, we will see what happens. I'm looking for something better potentially. Right?
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
No, and it's not what I'm just saying that wouldn't be that Ruben Amorim is. I'm trying to sort of interpret it what Ruben is saying, because this is like, first he says, I want to keep Joshua Zirkzee because he gives everything. That is to say, like, he's valued at the club. But then the second part of it is to say, okay, the window is open. We will see what happens, and we don't know. So that kind of that statement doesn't give me reassurance that I want to keep. That's it. He's our player. He's not going anywhere. Yeah, but he says the window is open. We'll see what happens.
Right? We have to always look at it as this: does selling Joshua Zirkzee right now really make us better? No one can guarantee that.
No
one, bro. Like,
no.
We selling players like Luke Shaw, Markus Rashford, maybe Bruno, maybe Dalot. Selling players like Eriksen, Casemiro, Lindelof, and replacing those players will definitely improve us. They've been here through the rut. So I mean, I feel like patience a little bit. I know the window open, but some of the sales like Antony.
No, but we definitely
sell Antony. But imagine selling Antony,
I don't want to sell Antony.
£60 million and expecting to purchase players like
I never mentioned
Mark,
I never mentioned to sell Antony because I don't want to sell Antony.
You are reading the chat as well. So I just saying now, just using Antony as an example because
Antony offers something.
People would like to see him.
No. Can I have a say on Antony? Anthony offers something in the squad. He can play left wing back, he can play right wing back, he can play multiple positions. So I see him as a French player, like he's got a role to play. But the way the club's seeing it, like, oh, he's an expensive salary, potentially get rid of him, Betis and all that stuff. Who's going to afford his wages? I don't think he ain't going anywhere, right? Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. We will see what happens. But guys, I think this is my thinking, and you can call me mad, right? I think that they are looking at Zirkzee to see, well, okay, the window is still open according to this quote. We will see what happened with Ruben Amorim. He wants to keep him and give him more time in training, a couple more weeks to see what happens. But at the same time, the general interest is there from Italy. So the club will probably look at it and sort of assess it. And I think at the end of the day, in the summer, we will get the main priority striker. You know what I mean? Which is Gyökeres.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is with Gyökeres as a summer deal. For me, honestly, I'll be so real. There are certain players, I look at them and I say to myself, unless some miracle happens, we're not getting them in January.
Yeah. Dino, big up. Dino comes in with a question for both of us. Would you take anyone in the Premier League? Yeah, hell yeah, I would.
Yeah,
Anthony Robinson, the left wing back, 100% I would. Milos Kerkez, I would take him. And also Cunha.
Yeah, I wouldn't take Cunha, but I would probably go for another player on his team, and that is Andre Trinidad, because I think that guy, we missed that guy in this summer window. We should have gotten him.
John Duran.
John Duran, I don't mind seeing John Duran come to United, to be fair. I just feel like, you know, if we look at the way we're looking at it, it's a little bit too short-sighted in the sense that, you know, we need a striker. I think we could wait until the summer, because realistically, what we need is someone to create for a striker. What we need is someone to fill that midfield when
Mark nailed it.
Is available. You know what
Mark,
I mean?
you nailed it.
You
nailed it. You nailed it. You nailed it. And that's why I said the priority is to get that left wing back that can create, right? For sure, 100% for sure. Because we see that it's lacking. We are flying a jumbo jet without any wings. So we definitely need to get those players in. I mean, midfield is okay. Ericsson would most likely leave. Casemiro would leave. I saw this mad report that, you know, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Leicester wants him, and I was like, how are you going to afford his salary, mate? I don't believe it, right? It's crazy report, right? We got two Swedish people in the house. We have Thomas Swegenes and we have Jordan Walls as well from Sweden. Jordan Wall. Yeah. We need to get what Amorim needs. Everything else is a waste of time and money. 100% what Thomas is saying. But you nailed it, Mark. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, we all see we need a goal scorer. Yes, we know that, you know, Højlund is underdeveloped, like, you know, 2 goals in the Premier League, 5 goals in non-competition so far. It's not good enough, but he's not getting service as well. So what's the point of getting a striker if you don't get any creativity in service?
I definitely think that this young fella, Tyler Diblin, I would go get this guy.
Tyler Diblin, he's a youngster.
Yeah. That's the guy who plays at Southampton on the right wing. He's played the right wing back.
But who's going to challenge? Who's going to challenge? I mean, that's what I'm saying. We need somebody more older than Rasmus that could sort of challenge him. And, you know, is Tyler Diblin his young profile?
Tyler Diblin is not a striker. He's a right wing back. Or he could play. He's left-footed right wing back. So he could play the left wing back role as well. You know, he's very productive as well. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying we don't need a striker, but if you look at it concurrently, bro, how much are we creating for the current striker that we have? Now, realistically, I just look at it 2 different ways. When you're creating for a striker, you have to create how you know he is going to play. You can't put a ball into the box and he have to find where to get to that ball. You have to learn him and play according to his strengths as a creator for him. And this is the difference. I don't know about Delap, bro. I think I've seen 1 or 2 games from him. Of course, I watched the game.
Delap was the one that I was thinking. Sorry, Delap was he's young.
I feel like, yeah, he's young, but I feel like he's lived off of the tax that he is Rory Delap's son. So referees don't really look at some of the things he does. He is a shithousery player. You do need players like that in the squad. So yeah, you know, I wouldn't mind taking him.
How about Ollie Watkins?
He's a winger.
Yeah, you know, true.
That converted to a striker. I mean, he's good. I wouldn't mind, because then he could probably play that left 10 role. You know, I mean, probably very well, because he could be able to play on the wing and could play centrally as well. It'll be interesting. There's lots of interesting options. I think we could do it creatively, because we've seen they did some creative moves this summer. Fair play. I would say, you know, yeah, even Pedro Gonzalez might be a good move.
Fair play. Well, at the moment, what we see here, question any news on Nipan and Nuno Mendes. It's gone quiet, Royden. It's gone very quiet. One thing that we know about this club, they keep it very, very, the cards close to the chest. We don't know. It's going to be surprise. It's going to be surprise. Like at the moment, what we're hearing a lot of noise regarding the strikers. There's 3 strikers that we're linked to. That is a swap deal for Zirkzee for, Vlahovic, a seasonal loan. And then we see what's going to happen with Markus Rashford and Osimhen. I kind of deemed it as more of a paper talk agent trying to make a move, force a move. But at the end of the day, I think, Mark, would you agree with me in terms of the Hodometer deal, no deal, that the number 1 striker for Man United in the summer will be Gyökeres? Reports are saying that they are willing to do a cut price for 60 million. And I don't think it's going to come in January. I think this is the target, enterprise target, but for the summer.
Yeah, I totally agree with that statement. For me, Victor Gyökeres, he has shown that he is promising to be that striker that could lead the line for Manchester United. I mean, he's 26 years old, 27 years old, give or take a few weeks or months, I think. And he is showing that he's that finished article. So this is why I said, we could get him in the summer, 84 million, 68 million, anywhere thereabouts. That's an easy fee to make in the summer after we have our earnings checked for this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got money. Honestly, we get money. Listen to me. We get money for Jadon Sancho full sale. We get money apparently if we are selling what's his name, Alvaro Fernandez. We get money sell-on fee that as well. There's a crux why they might not want to bring back Alvaro Fernandez to the club, because they're looking at, Bayern Munich is looking at him potentially. If they sell and we get like what was it, 25% sell-on or 30? They get money, right?
Something like that. But it's like, yeah, for me, I agree and disagree with Jamie Wayne on this one here. I think we need to bring Dani Olmo to play with Fernandez. I think after yesterday's game, everyone who really think that Bruno Fernandes is not good for our team, it shows yesterday how composed the midfield was in general.
What's the latest? What's the story latest regarding Dani Olmo? It's gone quiet. I mean, I call it myself a couple of shows ago. I said, Dani Olmo to the left, on the left side of number 10, Bruno Fernandes on the right side of number 10, and Højlund on top. That is your dream starting front line. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, it would be perfect. I think what Dani Olmo would bring is something that we don't have. We don't have an industrious, creative, attacking midfielder who knows the role that we expect from him. And I think getting him levels up the players around Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is levels above everyone in our team. Ever.
Hey. Palmer, no way.
He is levels above everyone in our team. There's no one.
Oh my God, we can get Palmer. Yeah, if we snub Chelsea over Palmer in the summer, which I don't believe, that would be a dream signing. Palmer, Cole Palmer.
Well, Brendan, I know he's happy at Barca, but what happens when being happy at not playing football for the next year, possibly, will jeopardize him playing for Spain? Because if he's not playing for Barca, he's not going to play for Spain.
Well, they failed to register, and that means that they still have to pay his wages, right? No matter what, if it goes,
everything they still have to pay.
The way I see it, they can benefit is wait, loan him out for a seasonal loan. That club takes on the salary. There is, you know what I mean. And by the summer, they can register him potentially, right? He'll go on a loan instead of just sitting there collecting dust. Yeah, exactly what I was saying here, that Juventus are looking to work on the loan. I've been saying this January 1st as well, so this is also coming from Damasio as well, one of the competitors of Fredo Padula. Juventus is working to bring Joshua Zirkzee on a loan. Manchester United are unlikely to consider this formula for a striker. Good. That kind of kills that, you know what I mean? And the same thing goes with Rashford as well. The Italians are looking to get him on a loan, and we're like, nah, we need money, man, because if we sell Rashford, if we sell Rashford, that's a pure profit. He's a homegrown talent. There's a FFP homegrown talent. That's 60-70 million, bam, plus on the books.
And there's the thing. Maybe we could do our loan. Maybe we could do our Olmo loan. You know what I mean? Like, I open to that. But
Yeah,
realistically,
no,
what
alone.
I think is, I think Barca's situation runs so deep that even by the summer, they won't even be able to afford. Because remember, they have other players like what's his name? Pau Torres, Pau
Yeah,
Victor,
yeah, yeah.
who
This
can't
Pau
even be
Victor, the striker.
registered.
We can
And
get
if they
Pau
look,
Victor as a loan, as a striker. Yay.
possibly, all these
Yeah,
things are options that are available. You know, these are creative
sure.
things that we could do because realistically, we need to be creative. We don't have the money to do the amazing right now. So I think
No.
that as fans, we shouldn't expect the amazing. We should try to do something creative that could be amazing, if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Listen, this is the amazing summer window, in my opinion, my fantasy. Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia, Victor Gyökeres, and a left wing back, and potentially one midfielder. I mean, come on, Kvaratskhelia on the left. Oh, that's Manchester United Premier League title charging team with Kvaratskhelia and Gyökeres. What's your thinking? Kvaratskhelia. Khvicha
You don't
Kvaratskhelia.
want him.
You don't want him.
Listen, I've been so real, and I know everybody in the chat, game or TV, Lucky saying Jimmy Rain, all you guys are going to be mad at me, but I don't think we should be spending 100 million on no one player for the next 2 seasons.
Yeah,
I think
we
what we
got
should be doing is
we
spending
got further news coming from Gaming TV.
more on
Juventus.
more players.
Yeah, sorry. Just going to finish off this from Gamer TV is providing us the brilliant. Thank you, Gamer TV, for being involved in providing us news from Twitter. Juventus are pushing for Joshua Zirkzee, the player agent and Juve's director have very good relationships. Juve's manager Thiago Motta is interested and contacts with the players side began weeks ago. United don't want a straight loan. According to Fabrizio Romano, this comes up from Fabrizio Romano, so there's genuine interest, right? But United don't want a straight loan, yeah. Fair play then, fair play. All right then, so for me, Mark, if I wrap this up, priority is a left-sided wingback, 100%. We haven't heard anything coming out from that camp, the ones that we're linked to. And what happened to Nuno Mendes still, you think that's still up in the air?
Yeah, I think Mendes is still an option because since United interest, his talks has broken down completely with PSG. The only problem is PSG doesn't want to open talks with United.
Agent has also broken down because they said no. PSG doesn't want to sort of give him the money that he wants. So yeah.
So other than that, I honestly would be looking at bringing in the easy deal, which is get Alvaro Fernandez back to
I take Alvaro Fernandez. To be honest, I take him.
Or if you don't want to and they want to take profit because Bayern Munich is interested and maybe they would sell it to Bayern Munich for 40, 50 million, which we will get 20 million of.
Okay.
I would take that 20 million euros and go and buy the likes of Miguel Gutierrez from Girona, who's really available for 30 million euros. I'm thinking like cheaper is better right now. We know Miguel Gutierrez has been amazing. Liverpool wants him. City was looking at him. Real Madrid is considering going back in for him. He's a player who will thrive in this system. He can attack very well. Plays the left wing back. He's left-footed. Interesting.
Rush Maynard provided me with some news update regarding Bournemouth. And that is Julio Soler now on his way to Bournemouth to finalize his move from Lanús. Fee agreed to about 10 million. He's a left wing back. Bournemouth. Does that mean that Gyökeres might go the other way? Why would Bournemouth look for a new left wing back?
Because there's interest in this player, maybe, and this is the thing.
There could be Gyökeres. I'm not joking. This comes out even from Ben Jacobs to here saying here, Ben Jacobs reported on Twitter. When was this? 5th of January. Julio Soler now on his way to Bournemouth to finalize his move from Lanús. Fee agreed approaching £10 million to Bournemouth. Why would Bournemouth sign a left back? Unless they know that it's a replacement for Gyökeres. Interesting. We don't know. Gyökeres is one of them. But you ask, he's Premier League proven. Would you take Gyökeres though?
I think that is an option because United. I don't think United has put in an offer for him yet. But what I would say is that United was in for young Soler, the young Argentine. We were supposed to sign him 3 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
that's Soler.
And
Julio
then
Soler.
basically
Soler.
the deal went silent, which makes me think that maybe we have a gentleman's agreement because maybe we want something more now. You know,
But
we did
Soler,
also sign
this is the Soler, Mark, this is the Soler now that's going to Bournemouth for £10 million.
Exactly. We were in for him 2-3 weeks ago. We was about to sign a deal. He already agreed terms, everything, and we was about to sign the deal. But what I do know is that we want someone for the now. Remember, we signed young Diego Leone 2-3 weeks previously. So we were probably thinking, hey, we have a backup option here that could compete. He at the physical level, he's a specimen. And maybe we need somebody for the now. So maybe that is why they say, well, listen, we might spend big on this guy.
Here's how it's linked. Bayern Munich wants Alvaro Caracas Fernandez, right? Bayern Munich is Carreras, whatever. For me, is Alvaro Fernandez. There was reports that they're willing to buy him in January. That means that, hey, who did they have there? Alphonso Davies, right? Alphonso Davies is not going to renew his contract. Well, Alphonso Davies might be an option in January for us. Will it be a Gutierrez? Will it be a Kirkish? There is so many left backs linked to us that we don't really know who. Like me personally, if I go for the cheaper option, man, I bring on young Fernandez, you know, if it's for the money.
Yeah, well, I'll see how it goes. I just think that, you know, the problem is with Gyökeres is, like I said, just like Matthias Cunha, 60-70 million pounds. It's not something United should be spending on one player right now. We in a rebuild. We need multiple positions to be filled. And of course, I get everyone's thinking that 70 million rated players are top quality, but some of these players weren't bought for 70 million when they got there. They was still the same quality that they was before they got there. So
I'm looking at the community. Jamie Wayne is saying, "Yo, if Kirkis is on the move, take a crack at it." Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's Premier League proven. He knows how it is. I'm impressed with him. I like, I like Kirkish 100%. We were linked with him in the summer. Yeah, listen, at the end of the day, guys, what we are discovering here is that the left-sided wing-back is the most important missing piece. I mean, we are a little bit unbalanced. Diego Dalot did a fantastic performance yesterday, but that was once in 6 performances. And we're not going to see consistency, and we need a left-footer over there. So, yeah, that's the priority for me. And if we get a striker in January, we will see. At the end of the day, I did a poll, and what you guys were saying here, let's see. What striker will come in January to Man United was the question. We have 85 votes. 14% says Vlahovic. 14% says Vlahovic. 40% still believe in Osimhen, and Gyökeres says 38%, and jack shit, meaning nobody, says 7%, guys. So the winner is still Osimhen, but that's fantasy. End the poll. Thank you. Thank you for voting, and thank you for participating, guys. There is 600 of you viewing, and how many likes? We only have 34 likes. It's criminal, people.
Guys,
it is damn
please
criminal.
smash the likes. But of course, guys, I apologize. I know I was late, but I also have to go. I have class, so I have to dip. But guys, if you are watching on Mark and MUFC fan, as well as MUFC RealistTV, please smash the likes right now for the top content you've been receiving. Mick, don't slander me, bro.
Bro, that's nothing new. For people that know M&M show, we know that Mark is always late, and Mark always bail out late. And Mark never does.
I have class, bro. Everyone would know that I have class, bro, and I have to get
out of
I'm gonna be late to class. But big up to everyone. I'll catch you guys later. Have a wonderful day. From your boy Mark, and big up to Mick Ruby always. Thank you for having me. Big up to the VR Rumours. Love you guys.
Love you, man. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up the show. It's been brilliant. Paper talk. We've been doing the deal, no deal, and just reading what's out there in the ether and just putting our heads together as a community. Like, we did a poll. 40% of you think that Victor Osimhen will be. I said no, I don't think so. It's more agent trying to push the move. The most reasonable thing that I think that United will do would be a Victor Gyökeres in the summer. There might be some legs into this Vlahovic versus Zirkzee move as a seasonal loan, but we will see. Ruben Amorim came in and say, with the quote, "I want to keep Joshua Zirkzee because he gives everything. He's trying in training, but we don't know. The window is open. We will see what happens." So that's a little bit. I'm not really sure what Ruben means there. Yeah, he likes him, but we will see. That means that he's not really sure. But anyway, we will see, because the window is 3 weeks left. Will Markus Rashford leave? Who will leave the club? 100% I hope the Casemiro will leave, because that's genuine interest from the Saudi. We get some money and, you know, get Casemiro's wages off the books, 370k a week. And, you know, getting Casemiro off the book, Rashford off the books, his salary would definitely help in the January window. But will it happen? Will it not happen? 7% of you voted jack shit, meaning nobody. Anyway, this has been Mick Ruby here, gassing it up with you this Monday with Mark Nurse. It's time to close the shop, but you know what to do. Like and subscribe. Give us a like in retrospective and leave a comment. And please tell everyone about this channel. We are on a path for 50,000 subscribers. The more the merrier. You know how it is. Word of mouth. Share, 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 share. Until then, glory, glory, Man United. See you, people. To the next time.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.